Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the new moon ceremony in Taurus. Woo! We're done with eclipse season. This is the proof we're in Taurus new moon. Yay! We survived the intensity. We get a little rest now. Isn't that lovely? And I will, we can use that energy to help us learn, even if we don't know how to receive and we don't know how to rest. Hey, we're going to talk about that too. So here we go. I'm here with my friends. Look at all my friends. So I'm pretty excited. And my cat too. She loves whenever mommy is doing something, energetic. She loves it. Otherwise, she ignores me. But anyway, that's pretty good. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of things that we are needing for the ceremony. So I'm hoping everybody has those things. So I'm going to show what those are right now. And we can get started. What we're going to do is I'm going to talk about the energies of the new moon, because these are the energies that we're dealing with and may come up for us to varying degrees depending on our own chart. And then we're going to get into the more experiential part where we're going to be moving and singing, and we're going to be and why are we moving and singing? Because it helps us embody the energies that I'm talking about. And then we're going to go into meditation. I'm going to guide us through a meditation that the key question during a new moon is, what is being conceived within me now? So there's always newness that keeps coming. The change is constant. It's probably the only constant. And so if we work with divine timing and the energies, then our life just seems, I know for sure, my life goes much smoother, and other people that I've heard say the same thing. So I'm inviting you into the same thing. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Dun, 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 dun. This one. And we're not recording. I'm talking. Yes, we are. We are on YouTube. Okay, we did that part. Okay, so yes, it's Wednesday. And here are the things to bring. A journal or something to write with. Okay, it can be as silly as a Post-it note. Water to drink. We're going to be drinking this as part of the ceremony. If you have any sacred water that you can add to your water, then that's really good. We're going to do that. In fact, if you have it, here's my Chalice Wells heart chakra of the world in Glastonbury, UK. These are from the springs. And so I'm just adding some sacred drops. This has lasted me 3 years. I'm just taking sacred drops of it. And if you know Reiki, if you don't have sacred water, but you know Reiki, you can put a Reiki symbol in there. If not, just put a symbol that means something to you, like spiral. So we got that. And what we're going to do next is we're going to light a candle, because the candle helps us remember that we are a spark of the divine, each one of us. Even my cat, yes, my cat. My cat doesn't like the word even. My cat also. So here we have, so we can keep this flame that I just blew out because I'm talking. I'm sure you guys will do better. Okay, so really this flame is just a reminder that we are also spirit. We're human, we have all these human things. That's not going to change. No matter how enlightened we get, we still get to be in a body and be human while we're on the earth plane. So it's and then the other thing is we want to have a clearing tool. This is a selenite wand. So I do this, kind of calms me down. It's actually very good for me to do this more often. This I do often. This is aura clearing spray, and it's essential oils. And what I do is I just spray it around my head, because what we want to do is let the mind know it can go on vacation. during this time. If we're about to meditate and we're about to move and sing, we want our mind to know that, hey, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry. We're not auditioning for The Voice or Dancing with the Stars right now. We're just, we're just expressing what is coming up for us. I also have a long scarf because that's really fun to move with. And so that's it. Those are the things we need. This is the song we sing. This song came through. I was looking for a song for an opening song for what I do. And I started, these are the 7 archangels that I work with. And we're singing in Metatron today. Sometimes we sing in Raziel. And so here we go. Think about where East is. These are shamanistic rather than what the stars, people looking at the stars might have placed the archangels in different directions. But these are the 7 directions. We're calling in East. East is over here for me. Figure out where East is for you. And we're going to sing. So everybody mute because Zoom really doesn't do well with, yeah. Okay, so we're good. Okay. Where it is. Inspiration. Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, fiery creative spirits. Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, watering building spirits. Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, clearing spirits. Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of below, mother of potentiality. Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, for the sky perspective change. Archangel Metatron, please come. Spirits of within, heart space gives. Archangel Hanael, please come. Okay, so notice how you feel now after you sang in the archangels. Do you feel any of them stronger than any other ones? Do you feel a sense of being surrounded and protected and supported? Because that would be amazing. So let me see. I'm going to make sure nobody hears anybody. Okay. So that's that. Now, here is the chart for yesterday's new moon, last night's new moon. It was, most of us are in Pacific time zone. So it was 8:22 for us, but a couple of people here are further east. I think everybody's in the US except me. I'm in Mexico. So in Mexico, that's what time it was because I'm on the Pacific coast. Let me see. There it is. And the degree of this new moon was 18.2 degrees of Taurus. So where is that? And what does all that mean? Well, this outer ring right here has the different zodiac signs. And this one right here is the glyph for Taurus. So we are looking now for the sun. Here's the little glyph of the sun. Here's the glyph of the moon. And look at that. There's a lot that's also in Taurus at this new moon. So it wasn't just the sun and the moon conjuncting on the same degree, 18 degrees right here. See that 18 degrees 0.2, same thing over here. We also had within 8 degrees Venus, okay, which is, kind of far apart, but Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and so she makes her presence known when she's in her own sign. So she's helping us with this new moon energy, and Venus is the feminine, she's the goddess. She helps us understand what our values are and what we want, and she helps us open and receive the energies that are available to us. So thank you, Venus. And we've got this one right here is Uranus, and this one right here is Jupiter. And you may, if you follow astrology at all, you may know that Jupiter and Uranus just had a conjunction on April 20th. And a lot of people were excited about that because Jupiter's the planet of expansion and Uranus is the planet of change. And so there's like this newness that gets to happen. So they have not been together in Taurus since the 1940s, but they do get together in a sign every 12 years. And it takes Jupiter a whole year to go through a sign. So, and Jupiter is going to be going into Gemini on May 25th, and that will be a new thing, a new experience, because he'll be right by this one, which is Sedna, which is our spiritual destiny. And so if we want to step from, okay, all of this stuff that was going in my life, I'm feeling all these unconscious patterns, I'm understanding my journey, I'm doing the things I came here to do, and you want to step into your spiritual destiny. When Jupiter comes and meets up with Sedna, you might get a sense of what that might be. So the star that is on this, okay, is Zabinuscuchamali. Now, I know I mispronounced that, but it's a star. There's no conjunct star, but that is the opposite star. So you kind of see how this is at 18 degrees, and over here, Scorpio is opposite Taurus, and that is happening on 19 degrees, 42 minutes. So it's kind of a wide conjunction, but we're going to talk a little bit about what this star brought as information to help us, and what it brought, in my opinion, from what I've been reading about it, is this sense of being able to bring the unconscious conscious. So if you feel like there's a bunch of patterns and you don't know why things aren't working the way that you want them to, one of the things to become aware of is your unconscious patterns. So one unconscious pattern that I recently became aware of during the eclipse was that when somebody says, I'm trying to learn something new, I get really scared and I look to whoever I think of as an authority figure in my life. And I feel like if they say something to me, like they want to talk to me, oh, Renee, I want to talk to you, I get like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. Well, that sounds like a little kid, right? So I went back to thinking about, okay, my mom, whenever she expected me to already know some of the things that she automatically knows, that I would automatically have some of the same gifts that she has, and she would be amazed. It took her a while. I love her dearly, but it took her a while to realize I'm not her. It took me a while to realize I'm not her. So it's just realizing that, okay, she loves me and she expects me to already know some of the things that she already knows, because she used to be able to talk to people really easily, and I never said anything to anybody. So it was just like, oh my gosh, all these things I don't know that I got yelled at for not knowing because I didn't know them and I didn't learn them and I didn't nothing. So I've been able to step into doing new things that I don't know that I'm doing for the first time, without having to convict myself or beat myself up or expect that I should already know how to do something that I don't know. And I know this was successful because I went to the doctor And they had, you don't get to check into a receptionist anymore and chat up with a person. You have to go to a screen and you put your phone under the screen. And I did that and it didn't work, right? So I'm like, okay, I have never done this before. So I enlisted the poor receptionist who have to talk to anyway, even though they have this machine, who came around and showed me how to do this. But I stood my ground instead of falling apart and being like a mess, because I didn't know, because I would just be like, oh my God, I'm like a little worm. I'm so stupid, right? No, it's just, I hadn't done it before. So that was a piece of learning that was unconscious, has been going on for years and years and years and years, that I didn't understand. And now it's like, oh, I see it. Oh, okay. It was an unconscious pattern. Okay, I'm going to consciously break this every time I do something new from in the next couple of days. So that's really helpful. I no longer feel like people in authority over me are going to judge me, which is huge. So that's awesome. Think so. You obviously may have had other unconscious things come up that you went, oh, okay, I get it. So you may have had one of those eclipse gifts, or maybe you had a gift like that during the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. So we've been through this really time when all these kinds of things can release and we can let go of them. But right now we're in a much more relaxed and enjoyable period of time with the sun in Taurus, feeling the pleasures of the earth and nature. And so our question for this time is, how can I feel more in my body? How can I embody and know that my spirit is here within my body? It's not like floating around up here somewhere away from me, that I'm here, I'm in my body. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's dance. We're going to do some of that. It's another reason why we move. I'm not calling this movement dance because people go, I can't dance, but you can move. So we're just being able to integrate and embody the energies that are available to us. It's really easy for me to go outside my front door and step on the sand on the beach and walk in the little tide. So do those things. Maybe you walk around in your bare feet on the grass. Maybe you go out. Maybe you're a gardener, which I totally honor. Oh my gosh, anybody that does that. And you go and you take care of your garden, and that helps you embody. So that's a very Taurian thing to do, is to garden. And these are some of the other things. This one I was talking about here, Sedna, that is the spiritual destiny. You can see it at 0 degrees of Gemini. And you see this color? This is the air sign color, and it is trine right now. You see this blue line? It's trine right now to this Pluto at 2 degrees of Aquarius. And yeah, so that trine has been coming in since Sedna moved into Gemini, and Jupiter is going to join her. And then this one over here, 2 degrees of the supergalactic center, makes the rest of the trine. So that is powerful when a triangle, an air sign triangle, can help us with what this star can help us with, which is making the unconscious conscious, because of the air signs think about thinking. So it's like metacognition, thinking about thinking, that this air sign trine is helping us with right now. So I'm going to talk about the rest of this when I move. Okay, so here's more about the star. Zubinachamaya in Scorpio, that star I was talking about, that's opposite the moon and the sun. Meditating on this star, which is right here, it's actually, this is Scorpio over here, and that's the big star Antares. Antares is huge, and that's Archangel Uriel's star. But here is Zabanes Mucci, and here's its twin that are both on the Libra balance scale. But this one, if we meditate on this star, it helps us understand the power of the unconscious and helps us see the patterns with psychic awareness. So this star can also help us develop the psychic awareness necessary to get those clicks, get those insights that just go bang, bang, bang. Oh, wow. I just used to get yelled at for not understanding how to do something new, and I don't need to be like that anymore. Duh, got it. Woohoo! Compassion for myself for not having known that sooner. So you're just going through that part of the process with this star. So this is what this star looks like right here. And this is where it is in the sky. We also have 19 degrees, 18 degrees, or 19 degrees of Taurus has this Sabian symbol, and Sabian symbols were created by a medium, and she went through with an astrologer, and they went through all 360 degrees of the zodiac circle, and she came up with a Sabian symbol for Elsie Wheeler, came up with a Sabian symbol for every single degree. And so this degree, the Sabian symbol, is a newly formed continent. Like, you know, like the Hawaiian Islands recently in the last couple of years had a big volcanic eruption, and more land is actually being added to those islands as opposed to wear and tear, and you know, the land around the tides kind of being taken over by the ocean. So we have, so symbolically, a new land is being formed, a new continent, a new place for us to stand, a new way for us to ground is being formed within us. So things can happen externally and internally. When the mind is open, then spirit can enter, pure receptivity that sponsors a spiritual breakthrough. So that's a possibility during this time. During this, tomorrow is also, we're still going to be feeling this new moon energy. A mind that is free of constriction and staunch belief and moralistic attitudes is free to be spontaneous. Then it is responsive to unconscious upwellings of inspiration, creating new thoughts, which is what I was talking about in my making the unconscious conscious example that I was giving you, out of which new realities can emerge and rise up. Yeah, I'm fine now. People can tell me to do something that I've never done before, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't have to beat myself up over this anymore. A new continent rising out of the ocean. Yep, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so the next star I want to point out is Pluto's star. Right now, he just stationed to go retrograde, Pluto did, and he's stationed to go retrograde on the same degree as this star, Altar, that is part of the summer triangle right here with Vega and Deneb. So this is really, triangles are powerful. They're powerful patterns. And where a lot of us humans are stuck in duality here on this planet. That's what was here. It's not our fault. It's what was here when we got here. And one of the ways out of duality is to open into a third thing, open into what the Greeks called the golden mean, the center point of the two polarities. So we've got a nice, beautiful summer triangle that Altar is part of. Altar, on the however, is part of, where is it? Here. It's part of, it's the Eagle constellation. So here's Altar and here's other stars. It's the brightest star in the Eagle constellation. So if we want, when we move, one of the patterns we can move into is this pattern of this eagle. So we have our arms stretched out like this eagle, imagining our heads just like this, and then feeling our legs coming down this way. and just feeling this sense of being able to soar like an eagle, being able to expand into this star that Pluto was stationed at. And when a planet stations on a star or stations on a point, anything at that point is activated like mad. And that's good because Altar helps us with our courage and helps us being able to step out. So if you had like an amazing vision over the last 6 weeks or 2 months during this eclipse portal, it didn't take form right away. So going back and taking a look at what that was, what ideas you had that might be amazing, would be very beneficial now, because they weren't going to be able to manifest during Mercury's time in retrograde, but Mercury's out of retrograde now. So any of these things that you need boldness and you need courage to step out on would be a good thing to do now that we're in very beautiful, protective, soft, nice earth energy in Taurus that helps us ground and not feel so wackadoodle if we're trying to do something new based on what used to be unconscious for us. So we are done looking at the stars. And we talked at the beginning about bringing things for this ceremony. I'm going to check the chat again. Okay, so Debbie is saying that the star that we've been talking about is on her natal Neptune, which is powerful. It happens to be on my midheaven. So when you have something in your chart that's on this star, then what happens is that the two archetypal patterns, the archetypal pattern of the star helping us see the unconscious, and the archetypal pattern of like either the midheaven, which helps us see our purpose in my case, or a spiritual dimension like Neptune. So Debbie has the opportunity, because of the spiritualities, when we get out of the lower vibrations of Neptune, which are like delusion and illusion, and step into the spiritual nature of Neptune, that really helps us in this like deep oceanic understanding. We have this Neptune understanding the unconscious. And so all of a sudden now, boom, this is a moment where you really can see some of the unconscious patterns that that can open you into even more spiritual depth and spiritual understanding at this time. So that's huge. That's awesome. Yes, if something like that happens, I want to hear about it. So please message me in Facebook or however we're connected. So that would be awesome. If you're not on my, if you're on my email list, then just email me. Just respond to the emails that I send out. Okay, so we're getting ready for the ceremony. This is what we're going to do. The question is, what is being conceived within? We're going to do a guided meditation. I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to ask you to come up with a baby step. Why? Because sometimes what we get is like a color or a pattern or a feeling or a word. And, it's so spiritual. It's so coming up from the unconscious that we don't know what to do with that. And we want these unconscious, these things to come up for us, these things that are coming up, rising from within us. We want to work with them. How do we work with them? We come up with a daily life baby step that we can just do in our regular life, that's going to help us bring in that vibrational frequency that is on offer to us right now. And then we're going to journal, write down what that baby step is. Those of you who have a journal of these new moon, what is being conceived within you, may want to at some point go back and reread them and see which things happened and which things didn't. I kept a moon journal for years. And when I went back, none of the stuff that I asked for that was from a material point of view, like the job, the this, the that, the money, the none of that came through, thank goodness, because I was asking for the wrong things. I wasn't going within and seeing what is coming up. Every spiritual thing that I was asking for came true, however, over the 3 years I was doing that journal. So it's rather, those are the kinds of things that we're working with during these kinds of meditations. Then we're going to do a thing with the sanctified water and a communion, and share if you want to. So somebody else added to the, okay, good. So Debbie is going to contact me if something amazing happens. I love hearing people's amazing awakening stories. It's just one of my joys. So Our Lady of Guadalupe has this big golden halo around her. So I wanted, if I mentioned that during the meditation, you know what that is. And then also there's this kind of sense of this liquid gold coming down and just kind of surrounding us. There's also a sense of, a lot of times we think of Archangel Michael's protection, circle of protection, and I'm circling the yang energy of Archangel Michael, and there's also a protection energy of the divine feminine, Venus, right here in Taurus, and this beautiful, the sun over here is our masculine energy, and the moon is also part of the Venus yin energy. And so every time the sun and moon meet, there's a meeting of opposites, which is really good because it helps us release even more of our sense of stuckness and polarity. Every time those two opposites meet, we step into what is merging, what is the merging between those two. The third thing comes up. And the third thing I always use is to help us move into the eye of the heart, that part of that spiritual dimension of what we want and what we desire to make happen in our lives. We can see what we really want, which is the feeling of more joy, the feeling of more love, the feeling of more peace. It's not necessarily the 401k or the job or the big house or the, better car. All of those things we're trained in our culture to want because people make a lot of money when we want stuff. But what we really want is the joy and the peace and the love that can only come from within. It's not going to come from a new car. So there we go. That's my 2 cents. You can agree or not. One of the things we can move, one of the shapes we can move in is a figure 8. They can be both vertical and horizontal. And so now we can do some movement, take our long scarf, and we are going to move. So we have our knives, and we're going to move in these different patterns. I forgot to show you the pattern of Taurus. Where's my Taurus? I don't know. I thought I had it. Okay. So here we go. We're going to be doing a little bit of movement to help us embody what we just heard about that made sense to you. I'm doing these figure 8s with my scarf. I can do the figure 8s with my hips. I can do the figure 8s with my hands. I can move my hands above. I can do a lot of things. I can move all the way around. I can work with the energy of the eagle, where that star with that star of courage is, and just do this sense. And in fact, I want my beautiful wings here in my scarf to be able to be embodied in this constellation. If I know the sign of Taurus, I can make that pattern. If I want the sun, on one side and the moon on the other side to come together in my heart, I can do that. And I can shake, I can hold my sense of victory and pull in all of this beautiful inspiration that wants to come to me and pull it into my heart. Okay, so we can now be seated again. We're going to go into the meditation with our feet flat on the floor. We can have our hands open, or we can have our hands on our heart. And feeling our feet on the ground, knowing that we are in a room, but underneath this floor of where we are, there is earth, and our feet can go down into the earth, just like roots from a tree going down. And we can bring the energy of the earth back up into our feet. And then bring this beautiful, nurturing earth energy that is Taurus up our legs, knowing that this beautiful Taurus energy with trees and plants and forests and gardens, bringing this beautiful, beautiful energy, all of these roots, our roots, as well as the roots of plants nourished by the earth, bringing that sense of rootedness to the root chakra, knowing we belong here on earth, here now. We belong. Why do we know we belong on earth now? Because we're here. We bring that rootedness up to our sacral chakra below the belly button, into our womb space, and we know that whatever is being conceived within us, we can water that, we can feel that, we can have an emotional dimension and a gut feeling about what it is that's being conceived and gestating within us now. And then we can move that earth energy up to our solar plexus chakra, where we connect with our mind and our will and our power. And we know that we can trust our power because we can let our solar plexus chakra and the earth energy there move into our heart chakra. And we know that we can be the power of love instead of the love of power. The power of love within us, within our hearts. And we're going to leave some of this beautiful earth energy, some of this amazing power and belonging and emotional expression with us in our heart. And then we're going to let some of this earth energy rise to our throat chakra, where we'll be able to communicate and express what it is that we're feeling and sensing in our heart. And then move this energy up to our third eye, asking the star to help us with making the unconscious conscious. It is the third eye that usually sees the unconscious first, sees the newness emerging, the psychic ability, the clairvoyance coming here in our third eye. All of our clairs, they might come in not as an image, but as a feeling, as a word. And then up to our crown chakra, we invite the sun and the moon to come in, the sun and moon in the beautiful Taurus with all the beautiful Taurian signs, the Pleiades, some beautiful stars from the Pleiades, some beautiful stars from Andromeda. It's coming in, the beautiful star opposite this new moon, now in Scorpio, coming in, Altair, our courage, coming in, Venus coming in, this beautiful divine feminine energy coming down, Jupiter and Uranus, who just met and told us a secret, are still conjunct this new moon. They are coming in, reminding us of that secret. And all of that is coming down to our throat chakra and down into our heart. So now within our heart, we have all of this beautiful earth energy and all of this beautiful star and planet and luminary energy mixing and merging, two golden circles mixing and merging. And we're feeling this center place within our own heart. And as we do that, we feel this Our Lady of Guadalupe golden halo surrounding and protecting us. And we take a deep breath and we feel this sense of a third thing as we feel this polarity of this earth and sky energy merging. Feel the center point of it within our own heart. We are of the earth and the cosmos. And we open, take another deep breath and open into our heart chakra even more fully, feeling this sense of this spiritual sense, this place within us that gives us information about what it is we're being invited into next. And now with the last inhale, deep breath in, feeling what is being conceived within me now. So we're asking this question to this deep space within us. What is being conceived within me now? So I'm going to be silent for a moment. So you may feel the answer in your body. You may get an image, you may get a color, you may get a word for what is being conceived within me now. And now we are asking, what baby step am I initiating? What baby step is being initiated within me now? And when you have your baby step, you can go over to your journal and you can write down anything that you perceived. You may not realize that there was something. Maybe you just saw a color and then you just go and you said, I saw the color magenta, and then all of a sudden something clicks and you have more to say about that because you're in the middle of writing. Go ahead and let yourself write down anything that may have come to you that you didn't know came with the color or the image or the word or the feeling. Okay, if you want to continue writing, continue writing. If you have your baby step, just kind of let me know and we will do the next part of the ceremony. Okay, a couple people are letting me know. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the next part of the ceremony is to pick up our water. And as we are thinking now, we might even say it, but as we are thinking of our baby steps, we can drink this water. And if there's anything, any feeling that comes with that, you can bring in words for the feeling that came in too. But just what is your baby step and drink that. So as I drink this water, I am going to be saying to myself, I can grow flowers. I didn't think I could. Uh, they seem to die on me, but I am convinced now that I will be able to grow flowers. That's something that I want to do, and I've just cleared a whole bunch of unconscious stuff around that. So I can grow flowers is my baby step that I am, as I drink this water, that's what I'm thinking. So as you drink your water, think of your baby step. Feel that water go all the way through your body. And just know, yes, I can do this. This is actually a good time for this baby step because it's Taurus season and in the Northern Hemisphere it's spring. So it's Next, we want to take our dark chocolate, which I didn't mention. I hope I don't even, yeah. Anyway, if you have dark chocolate or you don't, if you do have something, great. If not, use the water again. But think about who can help me? What being greater than myself can help me grow flowers? So I'm going to ask Venus to help me because Venus is our goddess. And she's a Taurian. She's the ruler of Taurus. So I'm going to be asking Venus to help me with that. So I'm going to, as I eat this chocolate, I'm feeling this communion that I'm going to be having with the planet Venus. Now, if you have an archangel, if you have a ascended master, if you have a spirit guide that you want to commune with to help you, or some an ancestor who was good at gardening. So now we're gonna eat our chocolate and think about bringing in that being. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. So we're gonna thank whoever came in and said they're gonna help us with our baby step. And I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm going to call on anybody that wants to share before they go. And I've got two hands up, two people already. Brenda, what would you like to share with us? Nope, you don't want to share. Diane, do you want to share anything before you leave? We've got 4 minutes left. You're muted right now,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
okay.
my baby step was strength and love. They are
Mm,
this pair.
beautiful. Okay, so how are you going? What are you going to be doing to bring in more strength and love?
Well, they told me to speak out more.
Mm.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
thank you for speaking out what you just did. So you've already doing it. Yeah. She's already doing her baby step.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
That was so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for being, I always love it when you come to these. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
You're beautiful. Okay, so Debbie is wanting to share also. So Debbie, go ahead.
Um, so right from the beginning, when you said to plant your feet in the ground,
Mhm.
as soon as I planted my feet, a little sprout started to grow.
Oh, cool.
And then it just skyrocketed like
Mhm.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Mm,
So I hopped on and soared way up, and then you start talking about the chakra. So it was like, okay, I'll go. I stayed up there, but I came back down.
sure.
And as I moved up, when I got to the heart chakra,
Mhm.
I I'm not sure in your picture, but it looked like an aqua blue when you said it was the color of the air
Mhm. Yeah.
symbol. I saw that color, and it was just kind of like a little spiral.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Um and then when we went up to the third eye, it became a spiral.
Yeah.
And the crown chakra, I really felt that too. But then I turned into like a pyramid laying on my side,
Mhm.
and I became a beacon of light, like
Mm.
coming out of the top. Um, and I got a real pressure on the right side of my face,
Mm.
and warmth like the sun. Um, and so my step was to do walking meditation.
Beautiful.
And as I drank the water, I was embracing my meditation, and I could see myself spiraling down into the ground and being very rooted so
Mm.
that I could go up. Oh, and now my head's itchy. Yeah, so, and I called upon Metatron and Jophiel.
Beautiful.
I'm not really familiar with Jophiel, so
Yeah,
that
beautiful.
name popped in. So thank you very much. That was awesome. I loved it. Thank
Oh,
you, thank you.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, Debbie. That was very, very awesome. So, yeah, I'm very grateful to have you. If you can stick around for a minute, it's anybody that can stick around, it's 1 o'clock and chat after. That's great. See, all these people watching the replay, you missed the being able to stay around and chat. But if you want to write me a note, in the show notes, just hit see more and start writing. Is there anybody that we're out of time, but is there anybody else that wanted to share? We have time for one more on this recording. Okay, we're going to save you for the rest of this thing. So the next full moon ceremony is going to be on June 6th at noon. Jupiter is going to be entering Gemini on the 25th of May and will immediately be conjunct Sedna, that dwarf planet of our spiritual destiny. So there could be an expansion of our perspective and our knowledge base, and it'll be Sedna and Jupiter making that beautiful air trine. And it sounds like Debbie's already working with some of the some of that air trine. So that's awesome. And here we go. This is our song, our ending song. You guys aren't seeing what I'm showing, are you? No. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's what I was showing you. Sedna, spiritual destiny, blah, 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 May 25th. And here is our song. This is our song. So here we go. Imagine that all the people that are here with us, watching this, that, are in a circle with us. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm so happy you could be with us. There is going to be information in the show notes about how to get more in touch with me, how to be in my Facebook group and all of that good stuff, how to get on my whatever, to be able to be invited into and get this Zoom link for this. So that information's down below if you're watching the replay. And thank you, everybody.